Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for taking your time to click on this video. My name is Monique Macrin and this is part 2 of the Big C's Q&A session. Now, if you didn't watch part 1, please pause to kidogo, go back, watch part 1, and then you come back. We're waiting for you on this other side of part 2. A little background information. So a while ago, I asked my little sister, who is 19 years old, to ask her peers if they have questions that they would like a big sister to answer them. And for some reason, either they do not have a big sister in their life or they're shy. And now here I am, being the big sister and answering their questions candidly, as raw as I can, and no censorship. Saying it as it is. And by the way, if you're watching this video, you have a small sister, a niece, ama tu wewe ni mdogo wangu, just ask those questions hapo kwa comment. Go on Instagram, I'm Monique Macrin, like hapo my page, I'll accept you. On YouTube, niko na Gmail, moniquemacrin@gmail.com. Ask your questions there. I'll be taking my time, maybe weekly or every other 2 weeks, I'll be answering these questions. So right into the first question. Can I get pregnant from a dry hump? I feel you, like, these are those questions we used to ask each other, like back when we were 18 or 19 years old. And it's around that time we start to explore our sexuality. So yeah, I understand this question perfectly. And the answer is no. You won't get pregnant from a dry hump. However, like, my conviction here is like 99.9%. So kuna hiyo 0.01%. Now, let's explain basic science. For a lady to conceive, the sperm has to fertilize an ovum or ova in the case of twins. Now, for this to happen, usually the penis has to get inside the vagina. Now, the vagina is structured and designed in a way that it facilitates for the sperm to swim across and go and fertilize the ovum, the ovum. Now, in the case of a dry hump, I want to imagine both of you are dressed. Like, most of the times, mko dressed. So probably the guy is wearing his jeans and boxers, and the lady is in her jeans and panties. So ukiangalia your barrier, it's really, okay, first of all, kuna barrier hapo. Secondly, the material ya nguo is not a suitable medium for the sperm to swim across and get into, like, even get inside the female body. It's highly unlikely. And for those reasons, I'm 99.5% convinced that you're not going to get pregnant if you dry hump. Now, you 0.001% yenye kuna likelihood upate mimba, it's because that you never know, like, probably the semen was too much, ikakuwa soaked into, like, maybe there was contact. How do I put this? Like, the semen ilikuwa mingi, so the panty kind of soaked, allowing for the semen to be in contact with the vagina, in which case kuna probability that the sperm can sneak in kind of nakafertilize. So you choose your poison. That's the information I have. Like, it's highly unlikely that you're going to be pregnant, but on the other hand, uwezi sema like it's 100% proof. So please do not go dry hump then ujipate labor ward and you'll be like, akikuna huyu msichana YouTube alisema tuwezi pata mimba tukidra. Now, I also feel it's important for me to tell you that with the progression of intimacy is highly determined by the breaking of barriers and boundaries that exist between two partners. Now, when you're dry humping, most of the time, the barriers and boundaries and your zina restrain people are broken, and chances of the parties involved progressing into the baby making sessions are very high. So you should know that. Question number 2, is it okay to shave down there, and how many times should I shave, and please give us shaving tips. First and foremost, okay, I can nimesema first and foremost mara mingi kwa hii video. Okay, some people say that hiyo nywele ilikuwa hapo with a reason, and I agree. Like, God had a reason, but pia alikuwa na reason kuweka hii nywele hapa na hii hapa. And don't we shave it? We do. Don't we plait it? We do. Don't we shape this one? We do. So I'm saying, shave it. Shave the hair in your lady parts, main parts, like, if you call them that way. I'm going to explain 3 options that you can use to remove the hair from your bikini line. Number 1, you can shave using a razor, you can shave using a shaving cream, or you can wax. I've used those 3 methods, so I'm going to elaborate, discuss and give some hacks and tips that I could be having. For shaving using a razor, it's the cheapest. Like most of us use that as their first means of, removing the hairs. The pros is that it's cheap, no chemicals involved, but the cons are that it's tedious. The also kuna likelihood ya kujibruise when you're doing that. The tips that I have: number one, have a mirror. Like, sis, you want to know what you're doing in there, down there. Like you need to see unafaa uone the angles to you. You don't want to go in there blindly because you don't want to hurt, you don't want to bruise. You get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, have a mirror, and it will help if you have a towel, because you don't want those hairs to fall on the bed, ama kwa carpet, ama on the floor. So having a towel in your career usually helps a lot. Now the other tip is, it's very easy to cut hair that is wet compared to the one that is dry. So I used, let me not make inferences to my journey. Let me say that it's easy to cut on hair that is wet, so it's advisable to wet the bikini area before you cut. Okay, now number 2, use gel ama soap, form lather, then apply on the bikini area. This is going to help the movement ya razor to be very gentle and easy, and ufanya a clean job. So when you're using lather, kareza kana slide vizuri sana, and you're minimizing chances of causing abrasions on your skin. The other tip is, now usha shave, common sense, definitely you're going to wash off the hairs. After that, your skin it'll dry off, and this will cause it, most likely it causes itching, but ukiapply mafuta una minimize chances of the itches. Oh, the other option is using shaving creams. Shaving creams are better compared to using a razor, if you ask me. However, it's more expensive compared to the razor, because razor in 50 bob, the cream is usually like 200 shillings. Also with the shaving creams, una introduce chemicals into your body, and you can only hope that the manufacturer itumia safe ingredients in the cream. Yeah, so that's the downside, but I prefer creams to the razors. Tips zenye niko nazo is when I'm going to purchase the shaving cream. Now, when I go to the stores, number 1, I usually go for a cream made for sensitive skin, because this area is delicate, yeah? So I want, by me using a cream that is made for sensitive skin, it makes me feel like I'm being as gentle as I can be to my lady areas, okay, to my bikini area. That is tip number 1. Tip number 2, I always go for a cream that is not scented, because we all know, and if you didn't know, please listen. You're not supposed to use anything that is scented in your lady areas, okay? Because that will tamper with the pH balance, and it could cause irritations and other problems. So when I'm going to buy my shaving cream, I always make sure that I go for one that is not scented. For the ladies, take that tip. For the dudes, I don't think it matters, so you can use the scents that you want. Scents that you want. The other tip is, when you use the cream, most of the time, you're likely to tamper with your pH, regardless of whether it was scented or not. Okay, so that's why most of these companies, they include a pH balancing cream. Now, for me, I usually go for one and you can your pH balance cream inside it, because I do not feel compelled to now go and buy another cream inafaa ku balance the pH, and by that I save the coins. Na maisha ni ngumu siku hizi with the COVID-19, so save as many coins as you can. Okay, the other one is wax. I've waxed once in my life, and I swear I saw never ever to wax again. It's painful. Gosh, it's so painful. Like, I don't understand those people who usually wax like every time. It's super painful. Now with the waxes, the only info I have is that kuna ile a strapping and the kuna hot wax. I use the hot wax, the one that you buy from the store, then you have to put either in the microwave ama somewhere, ndo ikwe hot kidogo. Now what I can tell you is that if you're going to use that method, don't wait for the wax to be like liquid. Like, the more viscous it is, the safer it is on your skin. The less viscous it is, that means iko more liquid, yeah? That means iko hot na inaweza choma skin yako. Okay, so me, that's what I used. It was painful, I didn't like it, but I plan to go to a spa, a parlor, and have someone do it on me and then record the whole process. But honestly, I prefer razors and shaving creams. The other question: can I get breast cancer because of sleeping with a bra? No, you can't. Like this, I'm 100% sure. And by the way, actually, ilibideta nimepigia some doctors and I was like, kuna relationship between someone using like sleeping in a bra na wao kupata breast cancer, and everyone said no, and it doesn't make sense. Streetwise reasoning, logic, scientifically, it doesn't make sense. Okay, we all have cancer cells in our bodies, and it's just a matter of a trigger na cancer inaanza kugrow, yeah, kudevelop. Now, according to studies, it can either you're genetically predisposed or environmental risks, ama umekuwa exposed to carcinogens, and clearly bra haiko kwa hizo categories. So no, hata ulale na bra siku 15, like uvalie bra asubuhi ukose kutoa jioni ulale nayo, haitakuongezea risk za kupata breast cancer. But why would you sleep in a bras? Like why? It's uncomfortable. Like not unless it's those lingerie like bras. Toa lala freestyle. The other question, how can we make friends? Or no, haikuwa imeulizwa hivyo, ilikuwa imeulizwa aje? Please give us tips on how to make friendships. There is no manual. There is no manual for making friendships. Hakuna manual, and the only thing I can say about friendship is that some friendships are accidental, others are planned, others they just flow. For me, I like the ones that just flow, ama zenye ni accidental, because the planned ones, it's very easy for someone to lose themselves if you plan to be friends with someone. Like take this scenario, you spot someone, you like them, and you're like, oh, I would like to be their friend. Okay, sometimes it works, but most of the times you tend to change yourself so that you can be able to please that someone and get them into your life. So for that reason, I feel biased against that kind of forming friendships. However, I like the friendships that start accidentally, like it just happens. Life inawapeleka pelekana hivi